"You need to move out," my mom announced, mid-bite of the Christmas turkey. "Really?" I replied, keeping my voice calm. "I pay the rent, the bills, and the groceries." The next morning, I packed and left without saying a word. A silent Christmas, the smell of cinnamon and roasted turkey hung in the air, but the warmth didn't reach my heart. Christmas had always been a complicated holiday in our family, full of strange smiles, unspoken resentments, and a growing list of things we didn't talk about. But this year, it would mark the last time I sat at that table. It started, as always. My mother at the head, smug in her seat of control, my younger sister Jasmine glued to her phone, and my stepfather Michael grunting through mouthfuls of food. I had cooked the turkey, bought the groceries, cleaned the apartment top to bottom, paid the rent, paid the internet bill so Jasmine could scroll TikTok, paid the electricity bill so Mom could watch her cooking shows and microwave her coffee 10 times a day. And still, I was the outsider. As I passed the stuffing across the table, my mother took a dainty bite of turkey, and without looking at me said, "You need to move out." No warning, no build-up, just that. The fork in my hand paused in mid-air. I looked around the table. No one seemed surprised. Jasmine didn't even blink. Michael kept chewing. Only the words echoed, sharp, cold, and final. "Really?" I asked, my voice calm but tight. "I pay the rent, the bills, the groceries." My mother smiled tightly and dabbed her lips with a napkin. "Yes, but it's not about money. We just need space. This apartment doesn't feel like ours anymore with you always around." "You're nearly 30, for God's sake." I clenched my jaw. Nearly 30? I was 26, and I'd moved back home only because Dad had died unexpectedly 2 years ago, and Mom said she couldn't handle the house or her emotions alone. I stayed. I helped. I put my career on pause to take care of them. And now? She was asking me to leave over Christmas dinner. I didn't argue, didn't scream. I just nodded once, pushed my chair back, and stood up. "I understand." And then I kept eating, silent, calm. But inside, something had snapped. The next morning I woke before dawn, packed my bags, folded my clothes quietly, took only what was mine, what I had bought, earned, or brought into the house. I left my keys on the kitchen counter beside a single note. "You wanted space. Now you have it. No goodbyes. No guilt trip. No confrontation. Just silence." I walked out of that house for the last time, and what they didn't know was, I had a plan. One that would make them realize they didn't just lose a tenant. They lost everything that made their lives comfortable. Chapter 2. The Echo. Left behind. The first thing I did after walking out was turn off my phone, not airplane mode, not do not disturb, off. I didn't want to read the texts. I didn't care about the missed calls that might come later, if they even did. I knew my mother well. She didn't miss people. She missed what they did for her. I headed straight to a small one-bedroom apartment I had secretly signed a lease for 2 weeks ago. Deep down, I had a feeling something like this was coming. Her remarks had grown colder over time, more dismissive. Like I was some ungrateful house guest instead of the person holding the place together. The apartment was quiet, clean, mine. And for the first time in years, I felt something I hadn't felt in that house. Relief. The next morning I logged into the shared utility portal and began untangling my name from their life. Electricity? Transferred out. Effective immediately. Internet? Disconnected. It was under my name. Streaming services? Logged out of every device. Autopay on the rent? Cancelled? Groceries? My card was removed from their delivery apps. Insurance? Gone. Within 48 hours they would begin to feel the void I left behind, not just emotionally but practically. It wasn't revenge. It was fairness. If I wasn't welcome, neither was my wallet. On day 3, I got a text from Jasmine. "Jasmine, the Wi-Fi's down. Did you forget to pay it?" I stared at it for a moment, then set the phone down without replying. 30 minutes later, "Mom, I just tried to pay the electric bill and it says the account is closed. Can you fix that?" No greeting. No apology. No acknowledgement of what she'd said at Christmas dinner. And then another. "Also, did you cancel the rent autopay? Michael's card got declined." I finally texted back. "I moved out. Like you asked. All the bills are yours now." Good luck. That night I cooked dinner in my small apartment. No passive-aggressive sighs from Mom. No TV blaring from 2 rooms over. No doors slamming. Just music. Peace. Quiet. And that's when I realized I hadn't lost a home. I had escaped a prison with matching Christmas decorations. Chapter 3. Cold House, Colder Reality. By day 5. The cracks in their castle began to show. It was winter, and without the electric bill paid, the heat stopped working. My mother, who always kept the thermostat at a toasty 76 degrees, was suddenly wrapped in 2 bathrobes and texting me again. Mom, the heating isn't working. You used to handle this stuff. Can you just call the company and explain? I didn't respond. That night, she sent another message. Mom, it's freezing in here. Michael is trying to figure out how to fix the fuse box, but he shocked himself. We need you to come by. Still no apology. No acknowledgement of what she did. I replied with a single sentence. I don't live there anymore. The next day, Jasmine posted on her Instagram story a screenshot of her phone with the caption, "When your internet disappears mid-live stream and your parents say, ask your brother to fix it. LOL. He ghosted." I smiled. The world was finally seeing what I had always seen behind closed doors. A house full of users. Not a family. They didn't miss me. They missed the comfort I gave them. They had mistaken my kindness for obligation. On day 7, my stepfather Michael, who never once said thank you while he lived off the groceries I bought, called me. I let it ring. Then I got this text. Michael, your mom is upset. She thinks you hate her. Maybe just help out with a few things until we get back on our feet. Back on your feet? You kicked out the person who was your feet? I didn't reply. But things didn't stop there. I had been paying for the house's renter's insurance all this time. A small monthly fee they never knew I had covered. I let it lapse. 2 days later, Jasmine, who had spilled candle wax on the carpet while recording a makeup tutorial, started panicking because the landlord demanded a cleaning fee. Jasmine. Why didn't you keep the insurance? Ugh, now we have to pay $300 to replace a rug. I didn't answer. Instead, I updated the emergency contact on my work forms, removed their address from all my documents, and replaced them with a P.O. box. I wasn't cutting ties out of bitterness. I was protecting my peace. By the end of the 2nd week, my mom finally cracked. A long message landed on my phone. Mom, I didn't mean to say it like that on Christmas. I was just tired, and we've all been on edge. It's been a lot without your father. Maybe we could have handled it differently. Can we talk? For a second, I considered it. Then I thought back to that dinner table. The way she said, "You need to move out," like she was ordering mashed potatoes. And I thought about all the days I went to work, came home, cooked, paid, cleaned, while being treated like an intruder in my own home. So I sent this. Me. Mom, I didn't leave because you were tired. I left because I was tired of being useful but unwanted. Tired of being treated like a guest while paying like a provider. Tired of pretending things were okay when they weren't. You wanted space. I gave it to you. Now you have to learn how to live in it. Chapter 4. The Ghost of Next Christmas. 12 months passed. I never visited. Never called. Birthdays came and went. So did Mother's Day, Jasmine's graduation, and Thanksgiving. I sent no cards, no texts, no money. My silence became my clearest statement. Meanwhile, I thrived. My new apartment had turned into a home, minimalist, warm, and completely mine. I had been promoted at work, got myself a used car I didn't have to ask permission to borrow. I even took a solo vacation, something I never could have done when half my paycheck went toward a house that never felt like it welcomed me. I had peace. And I wasn't giving that up for anything, not even nostalgia. But as December rolled in, an unexpected letter showed up at my new P.O. box. The handwriting was unmistakably Mom's. Inside was a Christmas card. Plain, generic, wishing you love and warmth this season. On the back in her handwriting, maybe come by, even just for dinner. It hasn't felt the same without you. I held the card for a long time, not out of sentimentality, but to let the silence in it speak louder than the words. She didn't apologize. She didn't acknowledge what she did last year. She just wanted to sweep it under the rug, pretend like I was some moody son who finally came to his senses and missed home. But I didn't miss home. Because home had never been that place. Christmas Eve came. I stayed in. Made myself a steak, poured a glass of wine, and watched snow fall out my window. At exactly 7:12 p.m., Jasmine posted a story on Instagram. A shaky photo of a quiet dinner table. No turkey. No laughter. No lights. Just microwave food on mismatched plates. Her caption: "Worst Christmas ever. No internet. No heat. No help. No him." That last part caught me off guard. No him. Had she finally realized? Had they all? The next morning I received one final message from my mother. "Mom, you don't have to forgive me. But I understand now. I thought I was kicking out a burden. Turns out I was pushing away the one person holding us together. If you ever want to come home, the door is open. But this time, I know it's your choice, not mine." I didn't respond. Not out of hate, but because some doors once closed are best left shut. They don't deserve your return just because they finally feel your absence. Sometimes your absence is the message. Was this revenge perfectly justified? Tell us what you would have done in the comments below. Like the story, share it with someone who needs this energy, and subscribe to Lauren's story for more jaw-dropping tales of betrayal and justice. Because here, every lie has its reckoning, and every betrayal finds its shadow. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay tuned,